Well, Sabbath greetings to everyone. Hope you're having a good week. It's been a great week here. Of course, it's busier than usual because we're busy preparing. All of us are busy preparing. Some of you are working full-time jobs and at the same time working in a little extra Bible study and certainly working in time for self-examination and preparation for the upcoming days of unleavened bread and all that comes with that, the de-leavening and again, I've mentioned this in the area, but I'll mention it here on the video, that we want to make sure that when we're doing our cleaning that we don't get so caught up in the physical part of it that we miss what God intended for us in this process of de-leavening, and that is to see the spiritual reasons for this de-leavening and what it pictures for us. Symbolically. The physical part, yes, it's important, and we definitely want to take it seriously, and we want to make sure that we do the very best that we can in that regard, but we don't want to miss those spiritual lessons that we're supposed to be learning through that de-leavening process. There's so many things that we learn, and in thinking about these days in general, you know, when you think about the succession of events that we're getting ready to partake of, we're going to be keeping the Passover Sunday evening here in just a couple of nights from now, and we're, of course, that's a memorial of the death of Jesus Christ, and we go through that very solemn observance. It's very, very important for baptized members and baptized members only to keep the Passover, and then, of course, that very next night we are going to be observing the night to be much observed, which is also very important, picturing and helping us to remember when ancient Israel was delivered from bondage and actually came out of Egypt. What a wonderful time of celebration that must have been. They came out with a high hand. They were rejoicing because they'd been freed from centuries of bondage. And so that was a very special time for them, and symbolically, spiritually, it means something for us. We too have been delivered from bondage. And these spiritual implications and the spiritual aspect of these days are just so very important. And it's a real shame that the rest of the world, most of the rest of the world will not be keeping these days, but soon they will be, and they'll have that understanding of all these physical things that happened back there in ancient Israel that we carry on today, and sometimes with different symbols and a different way of doing things, but still with tremendous purpose and tremendous meaning behind these days. The Passover, the night to be much observed, and then that, of course, marking the beginning of the days of unleavened bread, that 7-day period that pictures those of us who have been called and considered first fruits of God, that we have the opportunity for the rest of our lives, once we commit to this way of life, that we commit to coming out of Egypt, coming out of this world, overcoming sin, setting an example for the world, having Christ living in us, having those kind of fruits that are worthy of this calling. All those things, there's so many powerful lessons that we learn through these days. And so I hope the self-examination process has been going well for you, and I hope you're learning and growing from this, and I hope it's been a very positive thing. It should be a very positive thing as we reflect on, yes, the fact that we still have weaknesses, we still have things we need to be overcoming, but we have that powerful sacrifice of Jesus Christ, and we have His shed blood, and not only that, we have His broken body that allows for our physical healing as well. We don't want to forget that part of the sacrifice either. So anyway, I hope you're taking full advantage of this time. This is a very important time of the year for us, and so you might be able to kind of see behind me, I've taken a lot of the pictures off the wall, and I'm still sort of in the midst of trying to get my office fully cleaned, and wasn't able to quite finish all of that today. But I know you're in that same process, and that's very neat to know that we're all going through some of these things together, and hopefully we're all learning these very important lessons that God intends for us to be learning this time of year. Well, we had a bit of a change of plans this particular week. We were going to be in Dubuque, but I've changed the schedule because of something that was unforeseen, and so instead of being in Dubuque, we will plan on being in the Dells this Sabbath, and then we switched the schedule on April 6th. We'll be headed to Dubuque instead, but we'll look forward to seeing the brethren there in the Dells, and then of course the brethren for Passover will be right here in Milwaukee this year. And then, of course, first day of Unleavened Bread will be combining Milwaukee and Chicago in Kenosha. And then, of course, on the last day of Unleavened Bread, we'll see you all, or most of you anyway, in Janesville for that holy day. So anyway, we'll look forward to seeing most all of you before it's all said and done in the next couple of weeks. But we'll see you all as well as we make the rounds and have the opportunity to make it to the different congregations. But we love you all. We pray for you. Hope you're having a wonderful and spiritually profitable Holy Day season. Have a great Sabbath. Take care.